Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Let's show them who really controls Wrothgar.
Look at those catapults fly! I'm amazed the towers can withstand the punishment. The Bretons must have used orc crafters, and they built that place to last. But never fear, the Winterborn won't have a fort to protect them for much longer. Kirog summoned the chiefs of Wrothgar to besiege the Winterborn. One of our biggest problems are those Briarheart monstrosities. For every one we kill, 2 more take its place. I know there's a solution, but damn if it doesn't keep eluding us. We need to get inside the fort. Find out where they're spawning those abominations. But the damn harpies! We can't walk 5 steps without becoming bird food. Siege Commander Dolph's working on a plan. I hope This is the Winterborn's final stand. We destroy the Briarhearts, while Kirog deals with their warlord, Iceheart. If we succeed, Kirog will have ended a threat that has plagued us for far too long. Maybe then I'll consider accepting him as our king. Surprising, isn't it? We're pretty sure they're all connected through the Hag Ravens, or whatever you call those ugly old hags. It wouldn't surprise me if the Briarhearts are also their creation. They're all vile, a lot of them. The Briarheart warriors are like the undead, only worse. They talk to each other, think on their own, behave just like any other soldier. But there's no way they're alive. Not with half their chest hanging wide open.
Don't let up! Hit the Winterborn with everything we've got!
If you don't find the alchemist and destroy those nests, we'll never break this siege.
You heard him! For the king!
Get down!
No! Let me go! Yeah!
Damn it!
Looks like General
There's more
Dolph
soldiers
could
that way.
use a hand.
You brought the king here? Then welcome to our siege camp. Sorry you had to see those damn harpies at work. I'm not sure King Korog should be walking around out in the open, but I've got a barrel full of my own worries to deal with. If you want to become bird food, I'm not going to stop you. And after losing more soldiers to the harpies, I'm ready to accept any help I can get. Besides, anything is better than what the little wood elf was able to accomplish. Sent her in with a squad of orcs to deal with the harpy nests on the towers. Figured if the nests were on fire, the distraction would allow another squad to get in and put an end to the Briarhearts. But both groups have disappeared without a trace. A volunteer. I appreciate that kind of go-get-'em attitude. If you do manage to find either of the missing squads, remind them that they have their orders. I expect them to complete their missions. The outcome of this siege depends on them. I sent the Wood Elf and one squad to set fire to the Harpy nests. The other squad is supposed to find the source of the Briarhearts and put an end to that threat. But everything hinged on dealing with the Harpies. We just can't get past the birds. My siege engineers can easily calibrate the trebuchets to launch direct strikes against the Eyrie towers. They just need something to target. That's the first squad's mission. Mark the area so we can knock it out of the sky.
Yeah! Yeah!
The main path is too well defended. You'll be a lamb led to the slaughter if you go that way. Our siege provides some cover, so you might be able to sneak around the left side of the fort. And the...
Get back, you fetcher! That was a bit of a warm-up. Can never have enough of that.
Hold your position. Let no Winterborn get past you. Stop. Soldiers, lower your weapons. Looks like reinforcements have arrived. You and the king have come to our aid? We're honored. But we've been trapped in here for too long. We still have a mission to complete. Once again, we underestimated the Winterborn's capabilities. They caught scent of us as soon as we penetrated the walls. Harpies from above, Winterborn from all sides. We lost a lot of soldiers before we were able to take refuge in this tower. We need to get our archer into position to mark the Harpy Eyries so that our catapults can target them and destroy them. We lost all of our archers. The Wood Elf's all we have left. I hope she's as good of a shot as she claims to be. Our squad split off right after we entered the fortress. They're protecting the Breton alchemist who's supposed to be able to put an end to the Briarheart threat. But it doesn't matter if they're dead or alive if we don't deal with the Harpies. If you can clear us a path to the towers, we can get the elf into position so she can loose her signal arrows. Then the catapults can do their work. We need to hurry. We've lost too much time already. Perfectly good troops to the Winterborn. Tower secure. Good work, outsider. The wood elf is right behind me.
I'm getting really tired of you orcs trying to leave me be... That's strange. Where did the sergeant go? How typical. Now I know why Orsinium put out that call for help. Well, at least you're still here. Let me know when you want me to light the signal. Do me a favor and don't let any of those filthy harpies get too close. I'd hate to get carried off because I was busy concentrating on making this ridiculously easy strike. Speaking of which, let me know when you want me to loot.
Here they come. Ready. Fire.
I will harvest your soul for the Deadlands.
Gone.
Rug for the master. Surrender and I'll devour you quickly. Rise, minion! Stop it before it's too late.
Keep up, Elf. Those harpies aren't going to kill
But there
themselves.
are so many stairs.
No time for complaints either. We have a mission to complete.
All right, Pushy Orc. Just tell me when you want me to make the strike. Gusting, 2 Ares destroyed, no problem. Now, let's find the Breton alchemist.
The Winterborn know how to set up a defense. This will be a battle to remember.
All right. On the count of 3, I'll just run and not look back. Wait, who's there?
So this is where the little...
Well, I'll be damned. I remember you. You helped Darien and me back in Camlorn. Whew, you get around a lot, don't you? Have you come all this way to help me? Maybe we still have a chance to salvage this mission yet. Well, we were supposed to wait until the nests were destroyed before heading inside to find the source of the Briarhearts. But the Winterborn, they found us, overwhelmed the soldiers. I ran. I'm not proud of it, but I'm alive. That's what matters. I go where the need takes me. The Orcs needed an expert on the Reach, so here I am. After Camlorn, I spent some time with the Weird Sisters. They taught me more about the Weird and the Reach than I ever thought possible. We need to get inside the fortress so I can study the magic the Reach are using. Then I can follow the magic right to the source of the Briarhearts. But you'll need to keep me alive. It will be just like Glenumbra all over again. There's nothing else we can do out here. Let's get it. I was the only alchemist available. I wish I wasn't, but here I am. Besides, they needed someone who had some experience with the Reach. Of course, I never expected to end up in the middle of a siege. I first encountered the phenomenon back in Glenumbra. Well, the ones back there were a little different, but Reach magic is Reach magic. From what I've been able to observe, when a Winterborn warrior falls, the Briarhearts are used to somehow bring them back from the dead. I think the Hag Ravens have something to do with them. I believe the Briarhearts are grown. If that's the case, I can destroy them. I'll know for certain once we get inside and I can examine the process.
Let's ride!
Yeah. Oh, good. You found him.
All right.
Come,
Let's
follow me.
go.
If my suspicions are correct, we shouldn't have any trouble finding what I'm looking for. Keep your eyes open. We're looking for a plant or a root. Something that doesn't appear quite natural. Something odd, out of place. Something like this. Now there's something you don't see every day. A tree growing out of a corpse. I'd say this is what we're looking for. This sapling is but a root, however. Small part of a greater whole. Reach magic corrupts nature. It uses its innate properties to forge terrible powers. The Briarhearts require a larger plant to nurture them and make them grow. But this vile sapling is certainly connected. I can feel energy flowing. We need to destroy some of these saplings. Cut off their power to weaken the central tree. Once weakened, I can apply an alchemical solution. Reach magic invades nature, the way a plague violates an infirm body. It changes its host, taking hold and letting its corruption grow stronger. It creates defenses, barriers that can't be easily overcome. It needs to be weakened before we lay siege. Find the saplings and burn as many as you can. That will weaken the corruption and make the defenses more fragile. Meanwhile, I'll concoct a potion using clippings from these little ones. Leave the elf here if you would. I could use the protection. Leave the sapling I found alone. I'll use it to prepare and test my elixir while you burn as many of the others as you can. By the time you return, I'll have developed a poison powerful enough to eat through the central tree's weakened defenses. No, not exactly. In some ways it's the same, but in many others it's completely different. The last time I dealt with Reach magic, they were utilizing vines as big as you or I. This is an entirely new type of twisted magic. I helped you and Darien cure lycanthropy in a burning town full of cultists and werewolves. If I can mix a potion in those kinds of conditions, I think I can handle anything.
Always fascinated me. Or maybe it's just the fire. Fighting, even though you're already defeated. As the only king in this damn place, you'd think I'd get to burn one of those saplings. No. Suppose I have servants to do such things. You have sided with the orc pigs, which makes you our enemy. But why are you helping those animals? That is the question you should ask yourself as to... I am preparing myself. Going through the ritual period of solitude before they place the briar heart in my body. Once I take... angry! I am burning with a righteous rage. Once I have joined them, what haven't the orcs done? They claim land that rightfully belongs to the Reach. They attack and kill my people. They eat food that should be eaten by Winterborn. They are animals. Not even the help. Our magic, you will never understand. To receive a briar heart is a precious gift. To receive one while I'm still alive, that is a... What a terrible enemy you are. You don't even know about the source of your own doom. I would feel... Of course I know about the tree. It gives the sacred fruit life. It is strong, powerful. You think you can destroy our eternal tree with fire and axes? Ah!
So, I don't suppose you... Listen, it wasn't my fault. Alanon sent me to get him some moss that grows on the walls down here. When I got back... Right, that's an excellent plan. But you should take this. Alanon said it was the last ingredient he needed to finish his elixir. I don't see his alchemy bag, so he must have the rest of the components with him. What? No, of course not. At least, I don't think it ate him. But he told me that the Winterborn plant briarheart seeds in dead bodies. The seed eats the body, sprouts roots, and nourishes the tree. Or something like that. I wasn't really listening. Well, I went that way to gather the moss, so he must have gone the other way. Probably turn right at the bend ahead. Let's split up. We can cover more ground that way.
Don't blame the elf. She was just following orders. Tell you the truth, I need more soldiers like her in my army.
They're coming for us.
Time you got here, do something before I roast up here. Don't just stand there and watch me roast. Do something! What am I doing? I'm being roasted alive! What does it look like I'm doing? What's worse, they have my alchemy bag. No. We're running out of time and you have a more important task to complete. You have to destroy the central tree, otherwise the Briarheart warriors will eventually overrun the orcs. I'll find the Hagraven that snatched my alchemy bag and grab the elixir. I couldn't wait for Evely, so I found the moss on my own. Of course, that's when I ran into the Winterborn. Anyway, get the...
There you are! I was looking all over for... Hey! I'm not 100% certain, but I bet I could break the chain holding up the cage with a few well-placed arrows. Sure. Don't worry. I've got this. You don't suppose the cage will shatter on impact, do you? No worries. I never hit anything I'm not aiming at. Well, except for that one time, but that totally doesn't count. I told Bompor not to move. Go on. I'll take good care of the alchemist. Hey, Alanon! I need you to stay very, very still so I can get you down.
With a bow and arrow? The cage will drop into the fire with me inside.
Just make sure you tuck and roll.
One more problem solved.
Now, let's go take care of Isar.
Isard and the supplies are still in there. We can't leave yet. All right, let's go. If you have any questions before we go in there, now's the time.
pig children has come to die. Your soldiers failed, Gurov, and so will you.
I really don't like your
I
arm.
love it when my enemies butt me. Helps me work up a good raid.
You treat everything like a joke. That's...
How do you like that, you cold bastard? Dishonor them? Iceheart's blade is mine. Now maybe the clans will finally accept my rule. You don't know how good that feels. Your fond Iceheart is finally dead. Imagine you ate too much, and try as you might, you can't get out that really big belch. Then, finally, you let out a thunderous burp. Yes, that's how I feel right now. For all practical purposes, yes. The remaining Winterborn will put up a fight, but without a warlord, my soldiers should be able to wrap this up in short order. As for me, Iceheart's fancy sword. That should prove to the clan chiefs that we killed the warlord. Might even convince the fence-sitters to finally accept me as the rightful king of all the Orsima. Well, don't let me keep you. You've shown that you're capable enough. You have my full confidence. Just don't go and get yourself killed, all right? I have plans for you, my friend. Big plans! You don't know how good that... for all practice... Yeah. Well, don't let me... You don't know how... for all practice... Yeah. Iceheart's fancy... Well, don't let me keep you. You've shown that you're capable enough. You have my full confidence. Just don't go and get yourself killed, all right? I have plans for you, my friend. Someone needs to examine the stolen supplies and get them ready for transport. Might as well be me. Meet me back at the keep when you're done. I want you there when I tell the chiefs what we accomplished today.
I just need to catch my breath. I'll be fine.
They tried to roast you. That's not how we define fine where I come from.
Compared to some of my adventures, this was practically a day at the fair. The wood elf got me out of that cage with a damn fine strike. Damn fine. And you handled the Briarheart tree perfectly. Well done. Indubitably. I watched the roots burn with my own eyes. The siege commander needs to hear about this, so we can press the advantage and put an end to the Winterborn threat. As for me, I'm going to relax. Somewhere in Orsinium with a very large drink. You have your report, soldier. Return to the siege commander, and let's finish off these...
Yeah! Ah!
Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting. I'm still here. Thanks for asking.
Keep quiet. If my kinsmen see us together, they will kill us both. I need your help. My tribe seeks the Vengeful Eye, a token of Malakath's favor. I want you to find the Vengeful Eye and take it from this place. If it's never found, there is no Vengeful March. My tribe returns to the Reach. The stronghold remains standing. We both win. My tribe reveres Malakath, but we are nothing to him. His fighting with Wrothgar's orcs serves to amuse a Daedric prince. Nothing more. Somewhere in these catacombs, likely among the grave goods. We've searched one wing thoroughly without success. I expect it will be found in the other. Did you find the Vengeful Eye? Good. Don't show it to me. The Hag Ravens know things about those who serve them. I'm not... You know, I never expected to actually find it. I don't know what should happen next. Long ago, 2 Orc brothers tried. They planned to melt it down in the forge near Malakat's great statue. But one heard whispers, slew his kin, and took the Vengeful Eye for himself. Not the best idea. My ancestor killed him and took it off his corpse. Mercedine, Beast of the Reach, daughter of Evandine Tusk Collector, made general in the siege of Old Orsinium for her abject ferocity. We're a pale shadow of what she was, thankfully. Don't think too long. Destroy the Vengeful Eye at Malakat's statue, or dedicate yourself to vengeance in its shadow. Sell it in Orsinium for all I care. But do it before the Hag Ravens read the entrails, or the Winterborn will come for you. Now to make a show of helping with the search. Hopefully we'll soon be gone, as should you be.
Cannot know the Master's schemes. They are everlasting.
Right. Why the mummy?
This is a great discovery. Why can't she...
Hungry?
Uh-oh. Looks like someone has sticky fingers.
10 years. Sharella and I spent 10 years looking for the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk. Now that we find it, she says it's not his. Our moment of glory. Why would you... Baloth Bloodtusk was an orc hero, cruelly slain by Gaiden Shinji in a rigged duel, and buried in a tomb lost to time. Lost until now. There should be a day to celebrate Orc. Shirella swears this is Gaiden Shinji's tomb. Orc stone in Orc lands, honoring the murderer of Wrothgar's greatest hero? Preposterous. I'll be grateful if you get through to Shirella. I already wrote Orsinium about our findings. Can you imagine if she denies Baloth Bloodtusk's tomb in front of the king? Baloth Bloodtusk was the finest warrior to call Wrothgar home. Some say he was an avatar of Malakath himself. Those people are idiots. The wild boar died. Don't believe the tales. He didn't wrestle giants, slay dragons, or ride a giant bear. But he carved out a place for my people when orcs were seen as little more than beasts. Had Gaiden Shinji not betrayed him, Daggerfall and Sentinel would be orc cities. 30 years into the siege of Old Orsinium, Gaiden Shinji challenged Baloth Bloodtusk to determine its fate. As the defenders watched the duel, Shinji's Order of Diagna slipped inside and opened the city door. According to legend, Baloth Bloodtusk's fury at the honor of men drove Shinji to defeat. But rather than lose a duel, Shinji ordered 10,000 archers to kill them both. And that was that. The story is told in every orc stronghold. No matter the variation, Baloth Bloodtusk always ends up betrayed in his duel with Gaiden Shinji. The few surviving orcs from Old Orsinium had every reason to... Denying the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk to this king? The Orsinium Guard will have her slowed march to Friendship Gate. How can a Wrothgar scholar find work if she's banished from Wrothgar? Baloth, don't believe. I know, foolish, isn't it? It was King Tol...
I saw you speak with Losrith. I know he's upset, but he's wrong about this tomb. The remains of Gaiden Shinji are inside. The door to this tomb commemorates Gaiden Shinji's final duel. His image is identical to engravings from that period. There's no question it's him. He respected every opponent he challenged. That's reflected in the depiction of Baloth Bloodtusk, his final opponent. Yes, he's the orc opposite Shinji, which is why this can't be Baloth Bloodtusk's resting place. Though venerated by Wrothgar's orcs, Baloth was little more than an opportunist. Why would an orc mercenary's tomb honor the Redguard who murdered him? We don't know. The door won't open, so it's all theory. But I'll stake my reputation on this being Gaiden Shinji. They hold Gaiden Shinji responsible for Old Orsinium's destruction. When they see this is actually Shinji's tomb, at best, Losrith will be banished for his find. At worst, the indentations by the door are for burial urns, no doubt some sort of key. If you can open the tomb with the proper urns, I can safeguard Shinji's remains. There are catacombs nearby with similar stonework to this tomb, but they're crawling with Winterborn. Try there. Look for a monument stone of some kind. If you can find them in the catacombs, I'm certain the burial urns will open Gaiden Shinji's tomb and avoid the greatest hero in an era of heroes. He's remembered for his skill with the blade, but his wisdom defined the future of the Redguard people. Shinji once wrote, "Honor wears the face of your final opponent." It's why Baloth Bloodtusk is connected to him.
Yeah! Yeah!
getting good at this. Well, I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
Baloth Bloodtusk has reinforced Orsinium. Our losses to his savage sons were considerable.
Your king should call off the siege. The battle is unjust.
Shinji, Mercedine now commands us. The siege will not end.
Mercedine? The beast of the Reach is your general?
There's another way. Challenge Baloth to a duel. You could end the siege with a swing of your blade.
The orcs will never agree.
The orcs love Baloth more than their own king. He'll agree. His people have bled enough.
What would your king say? He appointed Mercedine.
King Zhual suggested this. He needs a victory and won't care who delivers it.
Then it shall be. The Order of Diagna will march to Orsinium. Tamal, come speak with me. Do you see how King Zhual forces my hand? If I refuse to challenge Baloth Bloodtusk, the Breton king will demand Lord Tristan do so in my place. My obedience, or my friend's life. This is what kings call leadership. No. I do not slight Lord Tristan. He leads the Knights of the Dragon. His honor and skill with a blade are without question. But Baloth Bloodtusk, the orcs claim him a warrior without equal. Of more importance, so do his opponents. Cunning, quick, and patient. He bides his time and then strikes. A style that adapts to his opponents. There are few left with skill to match my own, so the duel itself is an honor. After all, doesn't honor wear the face of your next opponent? Ha! You've spent too much time around me, Tamal.
You leave it.
sir. In addition to the king's letter, Lord Tristan wishes to convey his sincere condolences.
Sir, I am no knight. Call me savage as you would behind our backs.
I will not, sir. Treat all with honor until proven otherwise, as my Lord Tristan teaches.
Does your Lord Tristan think I'm above killing the messenger? Especially a message such as this.
I do not presume, sir. I deliver the message as my lord requests, and his condolences.
Well, presume yourself a bowl of stew before you run back to your lord. I'll not feed you to my cubs today.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oracle, we must speak. Tomorrow the savage sons march to kill 10,000 Bretons. Before we arrive, King Wrothgar will crap out another statue of Malakath to line Orsinium's halls. What's a siege without garish celebration? The king can preach orc unity all he wants, but what he means is fealty. For us to bleed out in a dagger fight he started with the Bretons. Us join that losing battle? Not if he paid our weight in alien nose hash. Told him as much last month. It was. Until a few minutes ago. Another king, that Breton king, Joal, just sent me a letter. Told me my fool brother Wrothgar died to Breton forces at Orsinium. Fight with me or the same will happen to you. Blah, blah, blah. You're too dumb to notice a subtle threat, so I'll throw it in your face. And now we march. King Joal wants to play at spilling blood. I'll carve him a river from here to Daggerfall. Oracle, you goat dip.
I would thank your master for the stew. It is quite delicious. I serve my Lord Tristan, as you serve Baloth Bloodtusk. I've noticed. You insult one another, then laugh about it. The savage sons allow him to lead? Is that it? It's not the sort of honor I know, but I can see how he earned your respect. What? No! Mercedine's troops were to blame for... I cannot speak for Lord Tristan or my king, but for myself, because I serve a lord and obey his commands, because my lord serves a king and obeys his commands. It is... I said this is the tomb of Gaiden Shinji.
Lozrith, what is this nonsense?
Shirella speaks for herself. This is the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk. There is no question.
Well, I have a question. Has your partner lost her damn mind?
None of this will matter once we open the tomb.
At which point, Shirella will be proven wrong.
That I can trust my partner to back my findings? Yes, Lozrith is correct.
Orsinium did not send me to mediate a family quarrel. Figure out whose tomb this is, or I'll have the army drive you out.
It worked. Shirella, you were right.
Yes, Lozrith, I often am.
On a good day, perhaps. Let's continue this inside.
One is clearly Gaiden Shinji, but the other...
Baloth Bloodtusk, memorialized in stone.
This is their tomb. Both of them?
They were mortal enemies. How can this be?
There must be a reason. We should look around, learn how this was possible.
Problem, Sarah?
Go on then. Kill me. At least I took a few of you traitorous bastards down before the end. I saw them killing Knights of the Dragon. And you really don't know? Who are you? Lord Tristan? The one who devised the duel? It won't solve anything. The duel is a trap, but not because of your lord. General Mercedine plans to betray the Orcs, the Red Guards, everyone but the Bretons. How well do you know your own king? Joal isn't fighting for peace or for his people. He's here to conquer. When Orsinium falls, Hammerfell remains. But Gaiden Shinji would lead the defense, so best to kill him off before then. Find them. Warn them if you can. The things General Mercedine did when I was her captive. Call me a coward, but I can't go back there. When you find Baloth, tell him, your brother Wrothgar says you should eat ashes. He'll know I'm alive. To pull Shinji here, they needed Baloth. My death drew my brother in. Mercedine is cannier than she seems. She is the instrument your king chose to enact his plan, and she takes much pleasure in it. She's a vicious woman who revels in blood and death. Says it's in Malakath. King Joal's assassins kill Savage Sun and Diagnan alike. Look around. The proof of your king's treachery is before you. Mercedine received orders. They must have come from Joal. Find the orders for your proof. After you warn my brother. Just before the duel, Mercedine called for her personal forces, her Winterborn. They left and I escaped. Maybe they thought I didn't have the strength to run. Maybe they didn't care.
Don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to.
Set it up! What fool said that?
Myself. How long have we fought?
8 minutes. What do you say on that?
I shall reconsider the problem.
You'll have to defeat me to pass it on.
True enough. The best techniques are passed on by the survivors.
Archers, now!
No! General Mercedine, what have you done?
A duel for a city? Pathetic. King Joylee wanted victory, and today I deliver it.
Curse you, General Mercedine! To the depths of oblivion I curse you!
Fool! If you bear them so much love, fall and die beside them!
General Mercedine killed them both. She dishonored their duel. Dishonored the truce. My wounds. I cannot face General Mercedine like this.
Change of plan? What would you like to talk about? I love maps and...
Stay your hand, young orc. Too much blood was spilled this day. Enough heroes lost.
Agreed. The duel. Did you see it? Was there a victor?
I saw a willow and a grot oak dancing in the wind. I thought their styles vastly different. Until I realized...
Adhere to the style that defeats your opponent. People used to claim it was Shinji's proverb. Always made Baloth crack a smile.
It is done? The Beast of the Reach. Is she dead? Good. The Knights of the Dragon will have no part in King Zhual's treachery. Come, we must collect the bodies. They deserve a better rest than this. It was a mistake to involve the Order in King Zhual's folly. I must atone for that. First, I will honor Shinji's wishes. I won't leave him here for the crows. Gaiden Shinji wished to be buried in the land where he fell, no matter where that might be. Fitting. He never called one place home for long. He also wished to honor his final opponent, whoever that may be. You'd be surprised. They could not miss what Shinji and Baloth tried to do. If his brother does not object, I will see them buried side by side. Today shall be remembered as the day honor came to rest.
Did you? What happened? I thought I was someplace else for a moment. Someone else. A Breton knight? Whoever built this place, they wanted us to know the truth. Baloth Bloodtusk and Gaiden Shinji tried to end the siege to stop the killing. The only betrayal was King Zhual's. It seems patch things up with Shirella. We've worked together for years. I won't let this break us. But please don't tell her. It should really come from me. The king will know the truth. This is Baloth Bloodtusk's tomb, and altering any piece of it will mar his legend. The king won't dare touch Gaiden Shinji's remains, especially not once I write Sentinel with the news. Let the kings argue with each other if they must.
Gaiden Shinji and Baloth Bloodtusk were pulled into a war neither wanted. They dueled to stop an endless siege. And they died betrayed by the plots of a Breton king? These are not the legends I was raised to believe. Every legend has some truth behind it. Perhaps this tomb will help us find the truth in Gaiden Shinji's legend. And Baloth Bloodtusk as well. He was different than I expected, but I suppose that's the point.
Shirella, I was wondering...
Yes? About what?
Now that we've found Baloth Bloodtusk...
And Gaiden Shinji?
Of course. Such a finding would take months to explore.
It could take years.
Years? Do you think? Yes, it could take years.
What are you saying, Losreth?
Could we, perhaps, well, that is, if you're interested, maybe...
Study this tomb together?
Yes, that is, if you're interested. Are you interested? You're not interested.
On one condition.
Yes? Name it.
Top listing in every journal.
But I thought we'd agreed on alphabetical.
Losreth, you still can't tell when I'm pulling your tusk?
Oh, so, we continue as we were?
Of course. You can't get rid of me that easily.
Oh, good. That's good.
Off we go!
I saw nothing.
Yes, you wish to buy me a drink? No, you aren't entitled to waste my time. Now, fetch me a... If I knew what you meant, which I assure you I do not, I would find no amusement in your brazen approach. You think any fence in Wrothgar will purchase King Kurog's favorite flagon? And best of luck selling that ugly lump of pewter beyond these lands. It seems we're stuck with each other. I'll offer you the same deal I made a Golas. No more. I'll need to inspect the mug. Once I know it's authentic, we'll have an agreement. And yes, I can inspect it here. Everyone is besotted enough they won't notice. Yes, yes. Shall I slap it down on the table so everyone can hear the coins clink? I pray you are more discreet in your departure.
Well?
What in oblivion are you doing here?
Smoke, ash, and fire. Just like home.
My hunters brought in an entire herd this morning.
Depending on how hungry the king is.
Your hunt daughter. She told my Cosquer she could marry whoever she wanted. Tradition be damned.
Isn't that what the king wants? Toss out the old and in with the new?
Can you imagine the chaos? Sometimes I don't know what the king is thinking.
We didn't come for a sermon, priestess. I'm just here to see Kurog.
I meant no offense, Chief Barzrag. I only seek to spread Trinamac's good words.
Again with these Trinimac lies. Let me show you what Malacath thinks of your stupid words.
Your anger is uncalled for, clan chiefs. Please excuse us, Solgra. I see our champion has returned.
They pulled you into their madness? How disappointing.
As you can see, the clan chiefs can be a contentious lot. They oppose King Kurog at every turn, especially on matters of faith. But tell me, was Kurog successful? Did you defeat the Winterborn warlord? I knew you'd be able to help Kurog in his mission. Perhaps now the other clans will see that Kurog is destined. The king sent for them. They are a few of the more vocal opponents to my son's plans, and they refuse. They are blinded by centuries of custom and tradition. They refuse to see the glory that King Kurog wants to bestow upon us all. Instead, they stick their... My son wants to free us from the traditions that hold us back. They mire us in outdated notions and restrictions. We need to become a modern society if we want the other kingdoms to respect us, to take us seriously.
Excellent! The time has come! Swear allegiance to me! Orsinium will prosper once the clans unite under my rule.
This again, Kurog? Why should we submit to you this time?
Behold! I wield the Blade of Iceheart. With the help of outsiders, I have vanquished our greatest foe and retrieved the stolen supplies. The chiefs could not stop the Winterborn. Only I have accomplished that.
You ask much, Kurog, to turn away from Malacath, to abandon our most cherished customs.
Barzrag, my old friend, your outdated ideas will be the death of me.
Don't tempt us, Kurog. Our traditions won't bend to the will of an idiot chief who decides to call himself
King! Idiot! Chief! I am your king. You would all do well to remember that. Now get out of my sight!
You embark on a dangerous path, Kurog. We won't forget this.
Treasonous bastards! I just saved their ungrateful arses, and this is the thanks I get? I even showed them Iceheart's sword! How can I create a united nation when the chiefs refuse to accept my rule? More often than not, yes. There's always some fool who wants to quote the Code of Malacath or insult my honor. It infuriates me! How can we build a respectable kingdom when we can't even abandon our most ridiculous superstitions? Targak, it was all I could do not to kill all three of those troll lovers. Let Barzrag and Dular think about what happened. I only hope they can set aside old traditions and accept the future I envision. Their support would make things much easier. For now, no. Go explore Wrothgar and get to know this great city. Enjoy yourself. When you're ready for a new challenge, find me at my private tavern in the city. I'm sure I'll have something that requires your specific skill set by then.
wait to take a load off at the inn.
Over here! Come and try the iceberry ale. It's delicious. I love this place. Back at the keep, I'm always being pulled in a dozen directions. What are you implying? That Kurog needs protection? Ha! Iceheart wasn't the first to challenge me, and he won't be the last. Let my enemies come. They'll wind up dead and bloody at my feet. It's a good thing I like you, because the last person who asked me these sorts of questions had the curiosity beaten out of him. But I don't want to fight with you. That's not why I called you here. Are you ready to listen? We opened Orsinium to the best and brightest. Crafters, farmers, scholars, anyone who can help bring my vision to life. I leave the details to my wives and mother. But you attracted my attention. You helped Chief Bosrog. You fought at my side as we defeated Iceheart and his Winterborn warriors. In short, you impress me. People who impress me either turn out to be a help or a hindrance to my plans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me speak plainly. You could pose a threat to me, but I prefer to consider you an ally. Share a few drinks, like we're doing now. I could use someone like you. Someone to deal with clan chief problems. There are still stubborn chiefs out there who don't agree with my vision, who don't want to see our people united. They're stuck in the old ways, ways that have failed our people time and time again. It's time to change that. You made an impression on Bosrog. Whether he likes it or not, he owes you for helping the clans. The other chiefs respect Bosrog. We can use this whole situation to our advantage. Get them to listen to matters they would normally refuse to hear. For now, nothing. Relax, have a drink. Enjoy all the pleasantries that Roxanne and her fine establishment have to offer. But when I need you, I expect you to be ready and willing to get the job done. Oh, what are those two doing here? Damn it! You two always show up and ruin my fun.
Oh, I have not even begun to ruin your fun, my king. But let's leave the pleasantries for later. We have an urgent situation to report.
I can never tell when you're joking. Fine. What's so important?
The Trinimac Temple has been attacked, my beloved. Malakath devotees have barricaded the doors and taken the priests as hostages.
These fanatics dare to attack my city? My people? I'll deal with them personally.
You will do no such thing, my son. After what happened in the throne room, this is undoubtedly a trap.
I won't sit by while they attack my city!
This problem requires a personal solution, and I have a perfect idea. Outsider, let us talk. My son's bravery borders on stupidity. He would run off and stumble blindly into their trap without the slightest regard for his safety. Oh, child, I always have a better idea. My son's rage makes it difficult for him to see clearly. His instinct is to charge every problem straight on and beat it into submission. Bosrog and the other clan chiefs know King Kurog all too well. They expect him to attack and kill the heretics, just as the heretics will kill the hostages. Innocent lives will be lost and blame will fall squarely on Kurog's shoulders. You are an outsider with connections to Orsinium that are tenuous at best. Enter the temple and rescue our people. If you succeed, you save innocent lives at the king.
Everyone, clear the soldiers deal with this.
Get up! Hey!
Hurry now.
Back away, citizen. We have enough to deal with as it is. Just because you carry a weapon doesn't mean you know how to use it. And as you can see, I already have more amateur warriors volunteering to help than I can handle. Why don't you just stand back and leave this to the professionals? Right. I think I heard about you. Probably a load of Horker dung, but what do I know? Still, if even half the stories about you are true, I'd be glad to have your help. I think there's a back entrance up the stairs near the Mages Guild. I sent some soldiers to investigate, but they haven't reported in yet. If they haven't barred that door too, you have a chance. Just don't get...
I've never known such...
The king sent you here to rescue the hostages, didn't he? Of course he did. That's why they... See those hawkers behind me? Don't look. Anyway, they've been acting suspiciously. Standing around, making shifty eyes, showing odd hand gestures to passers-by. I've read enough Investigator Vale books to recognize criminal behavior when I... You never read Investigator Vale? The book's about the brilliant scholar who travels the world. Isn't it obvious? Look at their evil demeanor, their villainous whispering. I bet if we rattle them, they'll run off and lead us right to the hostages. Watch. I'll just let loose an arrow. That should put the fear of Ifray into the survivor. Of course I can. I do it all the time. And I'll have you know that I'm right about 50% of the time. Fine, fine. We'll do things your way. But I'm going to keep an eye on those two. Yeah.
Defend the temple!
Thank Trinimac you're here. Someone has to save my fellow priests inside the temple. Please, I need your help. The priests inside the temple are at the mercy of Malakath fanatics. They burst into the temple and began rounding up my fellow priests. They spat at us and shouted that we were betraying our race. They said that Chief Basrag sent them to punish us for opposing the true God. They made such a commotion when they barged in. I spotted them from the upper balcony and slipped out the back door. They invoke the chief's name, saying he seeks revenge against the king and any who follow the false god. I've known Chief Basrag to be a hard man, but never a cruel man, never a murderer. What has the king done to anger him so? I see. I respect the king and all that he stands for, but his temper, it has gotten us into trouble more times than I care to remember. My fellow priests were still alive when I slipped out of the temple, but the tension in the air, I'm afraid violence is inevitable. They set up patrols inside the temple, watching for Kurag and his soldiers. If one of them spots you in there, they're holding the priests captive in the rectory. If one of the torchbearers spots you and reaches the rectory, you won't be able to save them. Avoid the torchbearers at all costs, or at least strike them down before they can sound a warning. Take this key. It will unlock the temple's rear entrance. Once inside, you'll need to find the key to the rectory, where they're holding my fellow priests. The fanatic who gives the orders, their commander, he probably has the key to the rectory. May the luck of Trinimac be with you. I'll inform the guards and try to send more help your way.
Lock the priests in the rectory. As soon as Kurag arrives, we kill them all. How did you get in here? No matter. Gentlemen. Kill them all! Please, there's no need for this insanity. Just leave us alone! Thank you for helping us. I thought they were going to kill us.
There's trouble afoot.
I don't know how to thank you. These fanatics, they beat us, threatened us. They told us they were going to kill us as soon as the king or his soldiers showed up. But you got in without alert. High Priestess Solgra and our brothers and sisters in Trinimac. The fanatics gathered us up and forced us in here. But Solgra, she isn't one to put up with such nonsense. She put a blade into one of them and ran into the back to help the others. I have the key. I'll open the door for you. Find the others, please. I don't know what Solgra planned to do, but she had that look in her eyes when the fanatics started. Solgra and the others should be somewhere through this door. I'll find a way to open the main temple doors and let the soldiers in. Good luck.
Something you needed to...
Get her! Don't let her escape!
I'll die before I let you hurt the others.
Problem, Sarah? I don't suppose we have anything to cook. Hope we find some. Something you...
Killed one of mine. Orders be damned! You're going to die for that, priestess!
One? I plan to kill a dozen more if you don't leave my temple now. Thank you for that. I thought I could handle them. The odds
Maybe
got
I
a
should have
little
joined the
overwhelming.
buoyant armigers.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine once I catch my breath. Just got the wind, not exactly. They claimed to be devoted followers of Malakath, and said they were working for Chief Bazrag. They caught us by surprise. Threatened. Well, that puts my mind at ease. I hated leaving them, but the others back here needed help too. But I'm still not completely certain what the attackers hoped to accomplish. Why take us hostage? Why not simply kill us and be done with it? Spill the blood of innocents and blame the king for their deaths, for not being able to protect his people. What a fiendish scheme. But the king sent you in his stead. We were supposed to assume they were Malakath devotees, but they didn't seem particularly religious to me. Even I don't believe Malakath would sanction a slaughter such as this. They mentioned Chief Bazrag, though. Said I've always found the chief to be noble, but it doesn't take a lot to change a person. His forts ravaged, his traditions threatened. I can see how such things could lead to this.
This is the last of them! Let's finish these bastards! Move! Now! I'm glad to see you and the priest alive. I believe things may have played out very differently. That is good news indeed. I will make sure that a military contingent protects increased patrols around the perimeter, soldiers assigned to guard the inside of the temple. The priests will not have to live in fear of another attack, not so long as my son is king. I assume you know who claimed responsibility for this? Bazrag has never agreed with Kurog. He made threats in the throne room, as I'm sure you heard. Besides, his boldness and devotion to Malakath are legendary. It appears Bazrag wishes to challenge our king. My son needs to solidify his hold on the clans. All of the chiefs must accept Kurog as their king for the betterment of the Orsimer people. If we gain support of the clans, we can stop Basrog without inciting an all-out war. You have done much already. Many lives were in danger, yet somehow you managed to make sure none were lost. Please, take this, for being so careful with my people and keeping their safety in mind. We will find you again when the king needs you. Solra, my child, come join us. Are you injured? Should I call a healer?
Thanks to our friend, I am well and ready to serve.
Yes, our call for assistance has already proven to be a more than worthwhile endeavor.
What do you say we try some of the local fare?
There you are.
Famished.
I have another message for you from the king. I have another message for you from the king. It's wonderful to see you again, my friend, but I really wish the king would find someone else to serve as a messenger. I have so many other talents that could great... I have no idea. Although I did hear something or other about a moot in the throne room up at the keep. Hopefully he won't be in too foul of a mood when you get there. He seemed out of sorts when I told him this was the last message I was going to deliver. Either he finds something else for me to...
Right. Blame it on politics. That's always your excuse.
The vengeful eye is yours. Wear it at your breast. Let it bathe in the spattering blood of your enemies. Feed it your wrath, your hatred, your vengeance. The vengeful... The vengeful eye is yours. Wear it at your breast. Let it bathe in the...
don't like your odds. mummy. In a big family, you have to know how to scrap. They're coming for us. I miss roasting pupil scribs over a fire. So sweet and airy, with a hint of crunch. Was tired of walking anyway.
I smell something intriguing, something interesting. A bird curse. Very unusual, very rare. But I have read about Hagraven's... Reverse the curse? What an intriguing concept. I don't know. There may be a way. There's a book around here somewhere that refers to such things. But breaking a curse requires... Oh, just a few items related to the curse. Let me think. Ah, yes! A potion of feather plucking. I know Tellarnell has one. And an ancient wing bone. I saw one at Rosna's stall. Oh, almost forgot. Go on now. Hurry, hurry. Retrieve the potion and the wing bone. Oh, and the egg, of course. Mustn't forget the egg. I'll be upstairs. Oh, yes, of course. I apologize. I often forget that not everyone knows as much as... A potion of feather plucking. The perfect concoction for quickly removing feathers from a chicken or other type of poultry. Even those birds. An ancient wing bone, preferably from a prehistoric snow owl or an extinct flightless desert hawk. But any old bird will probably do. Rosna over in the market. A frozen egg. Can't perform any ritual of consequence without one of Nednor's frozen eggs. And they taste so delicious. Utterly sublime.
I carry only the rarest items from the ancient deserts of Alakir. Tava smiles in your general direction today, friend, for I do indeed have many ancient bones to choose from. This week, the lovely Dichinu sent you? How intriguing. But as much as I enjoy the fair Argonian's company, I would hate to see such a rare and beautiful item destroyed. Perhaps we should just tell her I wasn't able to help you today, Wayfarer. Gold is almost as lovely as our fair Argonian. Very well, my friend, we have a deal. Take the wing bone and tell D...
Come here, Kruger!
Have you visited?
My potions are more mundane, best used to help around a farm or a homestead. Well, now that's one of my most popular elixirs. You'd be amazed how many of those I sell to the clan Hearthwives on a regular basis. I'm afraid I'm down to my last one until the next... Dichinu? From the Mages Guild? Oh, I haven't seen her since that time we... Oh, well, never mind about that. Still, my potions. Now, let's not be too hasty. Take this and present it to the lovely Dichinu with my compliments. And let her know that I'm free next Freydis. I have a bottle of gossamer tawny port I've been saving, and I can't think of a more special occasion.
Return. How wonderful. Excellent. Then we're almost ready to begin the ritual. just need a moment with this delicious frozen egg. Then we can proceed to remove the curse when you... Frozen egg. So crunchy, so delicious. Now, let's perform the ritual. Let's see. We put the totem and the ancient wing bone in the pot. Then we add the potion. Stand back now. Here comes the good part. Perfect. Just like the book described. I believe the curse has been reversed. Ah, frozen. Ah, frozen eggs. So crunchy and cold. Yum. And I'm certain that the ritual was a success. The Hagraven's curse has been reversed. Another satisfying affair, if I do say so myself. Oh, almost certainly. I'm sure that dozens of naked people just fell out of trees somewhere in the wilderness. They're probably cold, though. Maybe I should have omitted the potion of feather plucking. Left them with something to keep them warm.
I never knew the orcs were capable of building such wonders.
I heard the battle in the Fevered Muse was touch and go. Glad you went today.
My friend and ally has returned. Let's talk. I heard what you did at the temple. Basrag's never agreed with my plans. He's a traditionalist, stubborn and old-fashioned to the end. His unwavering devotion to Malakath, his hatred of... Basrag wants to start a war. Damn it all to oblivion, we'll have to stop him. He has the strength to overwhelm the lesser clans, and he's no suckling cub when it comes to fighting either. If he were to make a challenge for my throne, it's time to assemble the Great Moot. I want you to visit the clan chiefs that still haven't come around to our way of thinking. Talk some sense into them. You need to get to them before Basrag poisons the well and turns them against me. You made an impression already, but don't worry. I'm not expecting them to come just because you asked nicely. The chiefs are stubborn, but they each have a problem that's confounding their clan. Now you get it. Help the chiefs, and they'll be obligated to accept your invitation. I've tried to convince the chiefs of Tumnash, Morkul, and Shatul to join my kingdom. I even married a few of their daughters. We need a better solution. Tell them that you come to help in the name of King Kurog, that I'm hosting a gathering of clans, and I want the chiefs to attend. And it needs to be the clan's chief that comes to the moot. If they try to send a subordinate, I'll be highly insulted. Do whatever it takes. The chiefs must attend the moot. I trust you won't fail me. When this is over, Wrothgar will finally be forged into a united kingdom. Meet me at my corner club after you finish. All this planning has given me a powerful thirst. More? What more is there to say? They refuse my every overture and laugh at my authority. We need to convince them of the stoneworkers. Tumnash operates the Greystone Quarry, the primary source of building materials for Osinium.
I'm not sure what Chief Ramash is up to, but he's fallen behind on his shipments. Maybe you... The Morkel clan is famous for its smiths. Some of the finest arms and armor has come out of their forges. I've been trying to get them to send experts to help us build the city, but Chief Abzug continues to hem and haw. Family troubles, he says. One of the best clans as far as food production and livestock is concerned. Expert hunters and farmers, every one of them. Chief Ogzor promised to send herds of Icharters to help feed the city, but we haven't seen so much as a bushel of apples yet.
The Orcs, the Nords are ruined, and the Bretons...
What do you want? Nice hole. Nice hole.
Ah, outsider. I confess I had my doubts, but my forge wife tells me you were as good as your word. Oh, very well. You performed a vital service for my clan. The least I can do is go and listen to whatever fancy words Kurog wants to...